And I'm turning off all captions and recordings and stuff, AI stuff. We don't have that in this space, just for whoever's asking for that, because we want this to be a very open conversation. Who's here for the first time? Carolyn, welcome. Anybody else first time?
Me.
Who's me?
It's Ruth. Sorry,
Ruth,
I'm
you
off
made
camera.
it. Oh, you
I'm
made
off
it.
camera because I'm driving. Yes.
All right, welcome.
Thank you.
So today we're going to share the learnings from the conference, both the virtual and the in-person, and people's impressions, what they learned. And I'd really love to know how people are actually using what they learned at the conference, if you are at all. So, and welcome to those that weren't able to attend. We understand that some of you weren't able, and that's fine. You're welcome here to have this conversation.
So you can hear and learn for what happened there. It's like I was very curious when Michelle was talking about the conference in Zagreb from EMCC and learning what's happening in all of these places.
Anything else you want to share, Damian, before we get going?
No, maybe to share a little bit about the conference in itself. For participants, we have total, and Jocelyn, you have by the way, we want to thank Jocelyn and Mary who really helped Lily and I to facilitate the whole process. It's a lot of work. So Jocelyn, again, thank you for all of your support. And
thank you.
so what were the last numbers in terms of how many people sign up and how many came to the in-person and in the virtual one to get in a sense?
So we had 59 people signed up, and out of those, there were 27 in the in-person, and I wasn't here for the virtual, so I'm not really sure how that worked. But in that list of the 59 people who signed up, that's only counting the people who went to both once. So
probably half of the people, I think, half and half. Yeah.
I think we had 28 at the virtual, at the in-person, which is such a nice number because we were very intimate and were able to connect with everyone and share. That was my experience anyways.
Yeah.
And before we get started, I want to really acknowledge our sponsors because they've really stepped up and supported us, and they've been along. Some of us have been since day one. EMCC has been a consistent sponsor to this event. CSA and ICF International has been along for every year. Royal Roads comes in when they can, and Hudson has started to come aboard, and Coaching Supervision Academy as well, in consistently Global Supervision Network, and then of course Damian's company and my company as well. So I really want to acknowledge Royal Roads gave us the beautiful venue. It was in this, I don't know, I think it's 20 acres of wooded lands with peacocks all over the place and cougars. You have to watch for cougars there. It was stunning, the location in my mind anyways.
It was really beautiful. And we were thinking with Lily, we can do that every other year. Can be really a good opportunity to meet again in person, and looking for other opportunities in the world where there are maybe other conferences, and see if we can also meet in person. We're thinking about next year. There are some global conferences outside the United States. So we're thinking about maybe the possibility to again do something virtual and something in person. So we are thinking about that. And we have people from all over the world because some of the speakers, they came from Romania, from Singapore. Lily, we have people from all over the world coming.
Richard came
the
from
UK.
Mexico. Sylvie came from Oxford, the UK. Yeah, it was a great meeting of different countries as well. All right, we have. Sorry, go ahead.
Now, I want to say, and it's nice to reconnect with people who came to the conference, and now some of you who maybe, like in your case, Caroline, was your first time here today. So we have some continuity, and we really want to really create this community where we can all learn and support each other. So it's great, and we always meet the third Monday of the month at 8 a.m. Pacific. This is every month, or 1 hour. That goes really fast.
So we have an option here. We can stay together or we can break out into small groups and then come back into the larger group and ensure that there are people that were at the conference in the smaller groups. What's the preference generally? Hey, Sharon.
Hi. And what are we doing either way?
Having a conversation about what you learned, how you're applying it, what your sense of the conference was, what worked, what didn't, whatever conversation you want to have about the learnings. This is about capturing the learnings and how we're using the learning and sharing it with the people that weren't able to come to the conference.
I think the advantage to go to small groups is like for some people who are shy, it's less intimidating talking and participating. So it's easier to connect. So that would be, I think, my suggestion. But I don't know. I hear other ideas.
Are people good with going into small groups for, say, 15 minutes to have the conversation?
Yeah, just to get it started.
Do you want
So
me to set it up, Lily?
I'm going to do it really quickly. You talk, I'll
Okay.
do it, and I'll go make sure that there are people that are at the
Okay.
conference in each
Okay.
room.
Meanwhile you do that, and I have to talk. There are other activities also that we have as part of part of our community, like Jenner Beer. We are going to be facilitating a book club today, isn't it? After this session, is it that correct? When is the book club next activity?
Absolutely. And Lisa DeHart is our upcoming keynote speaker. Next Monday, actually.
Next Monday. Do you
Yeah.
want to put the information in the chat box so people can
But if it is possible, then I will stick it. No problem. Yeah.
That would be
Yep.
if possible. And if not, in our newsletter, we share the flyer with information, and we also have a group for people interested in team coaching supervision. So this is another group that meets once a month. So these are other activities, part of the network where people can learn and connect with other colleagues. So if you do not receive our newsletter, please let me know so I can give you the link and you can sign up for the newsletter. And we send it every month with invitation to all of these activities.
So
And we also have the Asian Supervision Network that, of course, people here, it's too early for them to be here, so none of them are here. But some of you make an effort, like Michelle Morel and Jan Elvira, and join the Asian Supervision Network, and it's always the last Tuesday of the month at will be 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so it's a little bit late for the Eastern Standard Time. And I think it's coming up in a couple of weeks. We're going to be talking about the two new ICF specializations on supervision and mentor coaching. So if anybody's interested in that, you may want to join us to
All right.
discuss it.
We are ready.
Great.
So I think we'll do let's say 15 minutes in small groups, and then we'll come back and share openly. I think hopefully everybody has somebody at least one person that was at the conference, if not two. And if not, just let me know and I will see if I can rejig that.
Lily, before you do that, Michelle has asked, I think Michael has asked about enabling the captions. So for people who might have hearing impaired or challenges, is that
What
possible?
is that a recording or is that
No, it's just
I
a
think-
function. It's a
Yep,
function
that's
from.
fine. Yep, that's fine. Okay.
But
I don't know if
think
you
you
have
need
to set it from here.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay. See ya.
Set it, just enable it, Michael, and I'll accept it.
Just for you to know, Lily, I cannot access to my computer to stick the flyer. It doesn't give me access, you know.
I will try to find it. I will look into it.
So some people came in late. Let me see if I can add you to a room. Do you want to facilitate this part, Damian?
Okay, we can do it together.
I'm going to come back on my computer. I'll be right back. Just a sec.
Okay, welcome back. So let's hear some of your comments from your small groups discussions. Who would like to start?
I'm going to jump in with a general comment, which is I think because we had people who were at the in-person as well as people who were at the virtual, and I think all of us were speaking to how the experience blends together because it's so seamlessly crafted, but also how beautifully curated the experience is. That it's a different experiences resonate more to different degrees with different people, right? But there was always a path that allowed an arc of learning and experience or the opportunity, like with the virtual one, to just pop into the sessions that made sense and really supported someone's journey at that point. So it feels very rich what got created both virtually and in person.
So the comment, Judy, about that is that I realized that not many people who came to the in-person session have seen the recordings from the session and they were not there. And I highly recommend people to watch the recordings. We share the links because there is a little bit more content about some of the experiences that we did in person that you can understand better. For example, Saba's background, what she did, and it's a really good compliment. So if you didn't have the chance to participate in part of the virtual session for the people who came in person, I highly recommend that you watch the recordings. And for people who miss parts, it's only 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the afternoon. So I edited, so not perfect edition, but it's good enough to watch what happened in the morning and what happened in the afternoon, and each recording is around 2 hours, so it's not very long.
Well, just bouncing off of that too, Damian, I know one of the things that some of the in-person folks, some of the feedback they gave to you was around the same way that you all curated the arc of the virtual session and the arc of the in-person session. There might be an overall arc of all three or all 3 days if they were a little further apart, so that people who couldn't participate in the virtual would have more time to watch the recordings before they got to the in-person. If that's an important element of it, how could we potentially plan that together in a way that might accomplish what you just spoke to?
Yeah, that's a good feedback. Also, we need to learn a way to share information, because sometimes when there is a long email, people read only the first paragraph and stop, so you don't get to see with these long emails. So maybe different emails with different information also may be helpful to remind people about things.
There will be an evaluation sheet going up to capture this kind of information. Let's talk about learnings. Carolyn, I think you were trying to say something.
Okay, I will. The moment that I shared from the in-person, I just want to say, for me, the virtual is just going to be a reinforcement. I'm happy I didn't see it ahead of time so that I could just arrive and have the experience, because I really appreciated the focus on the embodied experience. My head does all the work too much. So I really wanted I wanted the embodied experience. So I arrived, and keep it short because I shared in my room, but I arrived with the intention of embodying love, like receiving and giving, like to just feel that in a different way. And it happened in various ways. There was a lead up, a warm up, if you will, but it happened basically on the last day. You know how those accidental things happen? Where I was paired with someone that I hadn't paired with the whole time, who was a previous student. And what we shared was I know I was more open to receive this quality of loving that amounts to seeing a person fully. So I felt seen. It was, even though I hadn't physically, literally seen this person since 2010, didn't matter. There we were. And to see her fully in the beautiful human that she is was, I know it was the culmination of the work we had collectively done over the 2 days to be able to be in that place. So that's what I left. And I wrote down this thing about, somebody said it in the debrief, skills track competency, they don't replace presence. That's my shorthand for the entire week or the entire conference. Yeah. So yeah, that's me. Thank you. Thank you for how you curated, thought about, held this space for the community.
Thank you. Thank you for your words and kind of inspirational, like listen to you, like, inspiring. Who would like to share some of maybe of the people who participated, something that you discuss in your small groups?
So this is Michael. I participated in the virtual session. I'm 88 Kane user, and I don't go to. I love in-person sessions, and I'm not going to them any longer. And I have lifelong learning as a core value of mine. So am very, very appreciative that there was a virtual segment of this conference, and I hope they will continue to be in the future. In the virtual session, I got a lot from the session on constellations and the session on integrating the past into the coaching experience. As a 88-year survivor of incest, I found I've always felt that the past was an important part of the coaching process. So I found Saba's presentation work and also her book very, very validating for the work I do in coaching and coaching supervision. So thanks for the session. Thanks for the virtual process.
Thank you, Michael. I think that we are planning to continue doing that. So thank you for bringing this up.
I attended the virtual and found that day as a day being virtual. I hadn't actually spent a full day back on a conference online. I found it very generative, useful, but also I came out energized. So I just want to say thank you for the music and the structure and the freedom and the space for conversations. And I love that there was lots of people there, that it was accessibility was open, and to see people be able to drop in and drop out. And I also enjoyed Saba's work and your book, the kind of introduction. It really, actually, I'm feeling quite complete. And then I had the pleasure to be in person for the 2 days, and that felt, in a sense, I enjoyed the ability to build off it. I mean, there's different ways we can enter. In my experience, just it's scaffolded so well. And to kind of just be then in, and I think we've already heard this, the embodied state. And I think I left, with having been able to step into Saba's work on a mat and workshop it and see the constellations in practice. It just reminded me how there's such power in both spaces, how you can be in such strong virtual spaces with each other in supervision, and when there's opportunities to be in person, what it can also release. And I think what I'm noticing in my own work, I've moved much more virtual these days. So it was a joy to be back in the physical presence with others, learning and sharing. And I think a key message, and Lily and Damian, you brought this because I'm still new to supervision, was just welcoming wherever we're at in the journey, that all those voices have something to share with each other, whether supervisors or coaches. So I just came away with such insights from everyone in the room based on just where they're at and what they're exploring. So there was the kind of personal integration as much as the professional integration happening. And such generosity of spirit was really present. So I appreciated that in both formats. So thank you.
Thank you, Heather. And the theme for the conference was mosaic.
Yes.
Mosaic, the idea of bringing diversity, diverse ideas, experiences, and learn from each other. So we have a lot of opportunities to do that during the virtual and in-person experiences.
Maybe
Yep,
speaking to that,
okay.
it was a wonderfully wide range of stimulus that we encountered in the conference, from from perspectives from judo on supervision, through constellations, through walk outdoors and sensing into nature, and a reminder that there are so many different ways and perspectives to look on our work, and perhaps we tend to gravitate towards our familiar and tools that we use more, and being stretched and experiencing really competent practitioners holding us in a space in a different way. I found that fascinating, and a reminder of there are so many different places that we can go.
And I'd like to build on what Richard said in our small group. There was a moment, I mean, lots of moments when we're embodying the learning and so on, but there was a beautiful moment when we were doing the group work around circles, and there was an incredible, what did you call it? Not rupture, happening. It was an incredible happening. And we got to look at it live and to see how, what could happen in a group, and how we might be able to, how we handled it as a community, actually, especially the group that was in it. And I'm really grateful for that. And thank you, Richard, for bringing it up into the small group. I wanted to make sure it got out here too.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Anything else that was discussed, maybe for people who were not there, but you hear in the small group discussion, something that caught your attention, or anything you want to share in this space? Something else that we have in the conference were group supervision experiences. Like we have been doing this. This is our 9th conference, and if I am not wrong, we have group supervision in every conference, correct? So we have been doing this for 9 years. And this is always a good space to bring cases and and learn from each other. And then also in this conference, we have mastermind groups where we get together in small groups and people discuss some challenges or some goals that they have in their business, more like in the business of supervision or coaching, because some people were coaches, they are not all supervisors. And there was a brainstorming session, people supporting each other in building their business and their practices or whatever they want to bring to conversation. So we also have that at the conference. So Leo, welcome. We're talking about the conference, and people are sharing their experiences and what they have learned in small groups and now in the big group. Lily, do you want to share anything about your experience? And meanwhile, I'm going to share with everyone in the chat box the flyer for gender beer activity.
I think she's put it up there already. Yeah, it was so nice to be in person. That's all I can say. It was, and to be hugged and hugged and just these. There's something about being in person where you can just there they are, right? And the virtual too. And I missed a lot of you that weren't able to make it, and totally understand. And in the spirit of wanting to be inclusive, we did add that 1 day virtual. So hopefully that keeps us connected as a community.
Yeah, I agree, Lily. It's nice after so many years to be able to be in person. And with some people that I know for many years and I have never met in person, was a great opportunity to connect that way too. And in terms of what's coming up, next month we're talking with Lily to change the schedule and have a discussion about these new specializations. I'm going to be doing this session next week on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. for the Asian Supervisor Network, but we thought it would be good to have the same session next month so we can talk, and I will see if I really study everything because I had to do a presentation last week in Spanish. So I really spent a lot of time studying and learning about these specializations so I can talk about that. But if I can get somebody from ICF to come, also we'll see if we can get that in place. And then maybe, Michelle, if you can make it too, you can also share about some updates from EMCC, what's coming up with the, or I don't know, we're talking, we really have a special session for that in the future with you and people from the Center of Excellence on Supervision from EMCC.
I think that is probably the best way to proceed, to have a session with the CFE. Anyway, we have a lot of, there was a lot of content on supervision during the conference, several demos, and also a number of decisions about group supervision and that leadership supervision and things like that, So I think we would need some time to explain all that. The same with ICF and the new offerings. We need some time to understand what it is about, and so I don't know how to proceed. I probably will be in next week webinar because I think that the fact that our next conference is in Korea will probably have an impact on the Asian supervisors.
I'll send some possible dates out to invite you, Michelle, and somebody else if you want to talk about the EMCC shift in supervision and the decisions made, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the next EMCC conference will be in Korea. Did you say that?
Yeah. It's the EMCC, yeah. Do you have the dates,
EMCC.
Michelle?
No, not yet. But once immediately after, if I got the date, I immediately send you a mail.
Great. I think there's like 150 supervisors in South Korea.
Something like that, yes, that's what they told us. Yeah. But I'm not sure. We are going to meet them next month, and I'm not sure that we are giving the same definition of supervision here in Europe and there in Korea. Not sure. We are working on this. I'm working with Ken Giglio on that question.
Okay.
What do they do exactly is an open question.
Well, the originals were trained through Damian school, and I met with them last month, and I think they're doing supervision. Anyways,
so.
we can talk that offline. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
All right. Any last thoughts, comments before we start closing down?
So this is Michael. I've got a request, and it really to meet my needs, and it may not meet everyone's needs, but that's that attention be paid to racial and social justice and the elimination of oppression, and how to incorporate that, and how that can be incorporated in coaching supervision and coaching. And it's something that I think we avoid sometimes at all cost. And I would love to see it showing up more in the conferences. Thank you.
Thank you for that. That's great feedback, Michael.
Yeah. We had over the years Sunny doing some sessions and other presentations, but that's a good reminder to continue doing it.
I think that and AI are hot topics in our world right now, along with what's going on in the larger world. So thank you for that.
Mm.
We'll make sure it's on the agenda next year. And if it isn't, you have the permission to poke me.
We may invite you to support us with that too. So maybe you can support us in facilitating the conversation around that. Yeah.
All right. Any last thoughts? So next month we have the conversation on the ICF specializations for mentor coaching and supervision. July 20th, we have Sharon and Lisa talking about internal supervision. August 17th, we have Inga coming to talk about self-disclosure in the world of supervision. September 21st, we have Sherry Matheson and Carrie Woodcock talking about team coaching models. And all of that will be in the newsletter, so you can check out the topics. And we also have a community practice for team coaching and a community practice for book club. So those are all in there as well.
So see you next month.
See you, what's the date? June 20th, I think I said. All right.
I hope you have seen the link in the chat box about the flyer. It's next Monday. So hope to see some of you there.
Great. Thank you, Jean Elvire, for continuing that book club. It's been a long journey, and your volunteerism is noted. Thank you so much. See you, buddy.
See you next time. Yeah.